This is KGW News at 11.
Welcome to KGW News at 11. Thanks so much for joining us. Before we head to your top stories, let's first take a look outside downtown Portland on this Saturday night. And Joe Ranieri is here with a look at your forecast.
Oh, Blair, it is going to be cold the next couple of nights. We woke up to temperatures in the upper 20s to low 30s. Yeah, your Sunday morning is just going to be as cold. There's going to be some areas of frost with those freezing temperatures. So another cold night ahead. Again, there is a freeze warning in place throughout parts of the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley. That includes parts of McMinnville, Salem, and into wine country. By the afternoon, though, it's going to be sunny and windy. Even though we're going to be seeing some cold temperatures to start things off, it's going to be sunny from beginning to end. And if you're looking ahead for what your Halloween forecast is going to be like, it's going to be dry, but just expect to see some cool temperatures. So this is what we saw earlier this morning. 35 in McMinnville, Aurora, but closer into the city, we saw temperatures in the upper 20s, low 30s. Take a look over in Vancouver. You saw an overnight low of 28 degrees. Expect to see a bit of a chill in the air again tonight. And a few locations east side of the state will be waking up to temperatures in the single digits. That's what we saw earlier this morning as well. But again, this kind of a teal color you see, that is that freeze warning that's going to be in place really from midnight until about 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. So be aware of that if you're going to be out and about. Temperatures this afternoon topped out in the low to mid 50s, and it is going to be a struggle to see temperatures jump up above 60 degrees over the next couple of days. I'll talk more about that in detail in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, sounds good. In Southwest Washington today, people remembered a woman who was murdered 3 years ago. It's a case police are still investigating as her family continues to fight for justice. Ashley Grams has the story.
For the past 3 years, Joe Toney has put one foot in front of the other.
Grief is something that is just you deal with over time.
On Saturday, those steps took him to the place his daughter lost her life.
Since that night, just haven't been able to stop here.
Her name was Britney Toney, and the year was 2020. Britney dropped her 7-year-old daughter off at her ex's house. Police say when she drove away toward Bloyd and 18th in Kelso, Washington, a man ambushed her. It was her ex's father, Scott Belinsky. He shot Britney, but she was able to get away by driving down the hill toward a gas station.
She parked there, backed out, and was trying to go.
That's when Belinsky pulled into the parking lot and fired several times into her car, killing Britney.
As a parent, you're always saying, no, 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 no. That could never happen. That will never happen. It did happen. And that's a lot to take in.
Police say Belinsky then turned the gun on himself. 1 year later, police say Britney's ex was arrested for tampering with evidence, making false statements, and obstruction. Some of those were related to the murder.
But there's someone else out there that justice needs to be served.
Toney's not only asking for justice for his daughter Britney, but also for his granddaughter, who's now living with her biological father. Toney says he fears for his granddaughter's safety and is fighting for custody.
They're still saying this is the best place for this child to be, where they could be with a nurturing grandparent, aunt, uncle, whatever. We're not doing what's in the best interest of these children.
There is a law in Washington state that Toney says is making it hard for him to get custody of his granddaughter. Toney says the law, which took effect in 2021, favors biological parents over other guardians, even if those parents have a questionable background. He's now working with Washington state lawmakers, hoping to strengthen rights for grandparents. In the newsroom, I'm Ashley Grams, KGW News.
2 people have died in a crash in the Concordia neighborhood. Now, this happened at about 6 tonight on Northeast Lombard Street and Northeast 33rd Avenue. When officers and EMS arrived, they found the adult driver and passenger of an SUV dead at the scene. A pickup truck was also involved. Now, that driver was taken by police, and police report that this is the 55th fatal traffic crash this year in Portland. We're also following a fire that broke out in Portland's Goose Hollow neighborhood. Take a look at the smoke that could be seen for miles. Now, this happened a little before 5:30 tonight along Southwest Market Street off Clay and 17th Avenue. Portland Fire don't believe anyone was inside the building when they arrived, and there's no word yet on what started the fire, but we'll keep you updated as we get more info. New tonight, Seaside police need your help finding an 18-year-old accused of an attack and vehicle theft. Police say Isaiah Thompson is accused of assaulting a driver before stealing their car and taking off. The victim was sent to the hospital in critical condition. Now, Thompson then crashed the car at an intersection and ran away. He faces several charges, including attempted murder, robbery, and unlawful use of a weapon. They believe Thompson is homeless. If you know anything about him, call the Seaside Police Department. And we're also following developing national news tonight. It is a sad day for fans of the 90s sitcom Friends. Actor Matthew Perry, who played Chandler, has died in California. That's according to a representative for the actor, who said he died of an apparent drowning at his home. A source from law enforcement said there was no apparent foul play. Perry was 54 years old.
Attention, citizens of Gaza, listen carefully. This is an urgent military advisory from the Israel Defense Forces. For your immediate safety, we urge all residents of northern Gaza and Gaza City to temporarily relocate south.
That was an urgent call for Palestinians to evacuate to the south of the Gaza Strip ahead of a planned Israeli operation. Israel launched a ground operation on Saturday after knocking out communications and creating a near blackout of information in the Gaza Strip, with increased bombardment and artillery fire overnight. The Israeli military said it had expanded its military operations there, with troops still in the field, and that its warplanes had hit 150 underground Hamas targets, including tunnels.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
And today, a rally was held in protest of the war in Gaza. Activists were outside Senator Merkley's office in downtown Portland to demand Portland congressional leaders call for a ceasefire in Gaza. We reached out to Senator Merkley's office for comment, but haven't heard back yet. Now, according to Palestinian health officials, more than 7,000 people have died in Gaza. In Israel, about 1,400 people have died. Well, a potential teacher strike in Oregon's largest district is now just 4 days away. And this morning, Portland teachers did something different in hopes of reaching a last-minute deal. Thomas Schultz has the story.
With a potential teacher strike just a couple school days away, more than 1,000 people marched through downtown Portland, brandishing signs and streaming across bridges, all part of an effort to push negotiations with Portland Public Schools forward.
The negotiations have been hard.
Hard, without either side budging much on demands. Teachers want more planning time in smaller classrooms.
I have 180 students, and in order to give 5 minutes of feedback, that is 15 hours of work.
Another big issue, pay. The two sides are still far apart on wage hikes over the next 3 years.
It does not help retain quality educators and diverse educators when they can't afford to live in the city.
And Portland teachers aren't the only ones marching on Saturday. Parents are out here too, looking for more resources for their classrooms.
My son is in a class of 31, and he has an amazing teacher, but would his experience be better in a class of 25? Yeah, 100%.
Though a Portland public spokesperson says the average elementary classroom is 23 students. And as for the rest of the teachers' wants, district administrators say they don't have enough money.
Our proposal on the table right now will require budget cuts in this year and the next 3 years.
We're not gonna take it.
Though teachers are becoming more frustrated, and after bargaining for almost 11 months,
The chances are pretty high that we will have to be on strike on Wednesday.
in Portland, Thomas Schultz, KGW News.
The union and school district will continue bargaining on Monday and Tuesday in hopes of a deal ahead of the Wednesday strike date.